So next up, we have Brian from Green Goose, which is a brand new company doing some really fun stuff. You about ready? Yeah. Cool. All right.
Is that, yeah?
There you go.
Okay, there we
Cool.
go. Hi, everybody. Good evening. Thanks, Joe. Let's see if I can get this thing on. So my name is Brian Krysarek. I'm working with a company called Green Goose, and we make life more playful and more fun by building little playful apps and games around everyday mundane things. And we do this with little wireless sensors that are stickers that stick onto different objects. Anything from water bottles to toys to floss and toothbrushes and skateboards, all kinds of different things. And what we're doing is creating a platform where you can go and play some of these little playful games, think families and kids, or we're also opening it up for developers to also put out different applications that could take advantage of real-world data as measured by how we interact with objects. Let me show you an example here of what the sensors themselves look like, and then I'll go into a quick demo. The sensors themselves are these little puffy stickers. I don't know if you have a daughter or when you were a little kid, these are little things you stick on. And we actually have a little circuit in here with a battery and a little wireless circuit and an accelerometer. The battery lasts for about 1 to 2 years. And we've built around a set of algorithms that look for a signature of forces in the way that we interact with an object. So let me actually demonstrate this capability here. Sorry, the resolution is really poor here. But what we're looking at is a Twitter-like stream of actions as measured wirelessly by these sensors. And I've got a couple of examples here. I've got a little sticker, a little sensor on the side of a medicine bottle or a vitamin bottle. And if I open this up, and I dispense some of the pills, it says, great, you earned 1 lifestyle point for taking your CVS vitamin C, for instance. And this goes on. And we've got a little one on a toothbrush here, for instance. And if I'm brushing my teeth away, you can imagine this is the sensor, and the toothbrush is obviously upstairs in the bathroom. And this thing is communicating to a little base station you plug into your broadband router. It's actually underneath the desk. And says, great, okay, you earned 9 lifestyle points for brushing your teeth for 9 seconds. Here's another one. I'm going to have to hold this one a little carefully because I actually broke the antenna off. I take a sip of water. Great. Again, this goes on. And we've got a whole bunch of different applications. Everything from eating your breakfast cereal, your Wheaties in the morning, to walking your dog, and maybe even putting the lid down on the toilet. But a lot of crazy fun things, and healthy things and fun things all combined. And again, the idea is really to engage people to make things that might be chores or things that are work, in a very low-cost, very accessible way. Make these things more fun. So, thank you.
Somewhat facetious. This seems like the perfect tool for home detention centers.
Yeah. Well, the idea is that we really want to focus on things that are fun. Actually, so we're actually leading out with some things that are more about toys, not about toothbrushing or flossing and doing these kind of things. We have a philosophy in the company that nowhere will we mention the word health in our website, because health is work, and work is not much fun. And so the idea is to start off with more fun and games, and then kind of build those mechanics to things that are more chore-like down the road. Yeah.
2 things. What's the RF technology you're using? Is that
Sure.
Zigbee type, or what's the
We found that Zigbee was really expensive and had a lot of overhead, and so we actually ended up we just created our own protocol, and it's using 915 megahertz. So it's like an elephant on the Serengeti. The range on this thing is really long. We were we have another one that goes on your bike, and so you could be parked down the street, for instance, and it's still signaling it back in. And it's almost the same type of technology that's in your car door opener. So it's really cheap and really long.
Okay. What's your
Oh, sure.
What's your revenue model?
So the question was, what is our revenue model? And initially, we're going to be going out at more of a razor blade model and selling at some really low costs to get this out, get people using it. Launch with a couple very simple, basic apps that are more playful. And long term, I mean, certainly there's the sensor sale because we can bring the price down to really low on the sensors. But also looking at things that could be lead gen oriented, involvement with companies that are selling consumables and putting them and creating new touch points between companies, vendors, and consumers consuming things too. So, sure.
Who do you see being your ideal or the primary customer who's going to be using this?
Sure. The question is, who is our ideal or our premier customer? And it really is more families and kids. The way that the technology is set up is that it's really based in kind of like a pod. So like one little base station will cover a house and go into the backyard and probably your neighbor's house a little bit as well. But also at work. So we can put one of these things at work. And it really, from a playful standpoint too, it really fits nicely with kids and families. Sure.
Hi, the costs for the pod and then the stickers?
Sorry, we just haven't put out pricing quite yet, but it's going to be, very low. I can't quite talk about pricing yet, but it'll be very, very low. You're in the range. Wait, in the range of like $10. So, yeah. Sure, in the front.
Is there any notion of ecosystem? Can I build another type of sticker, another application, which maybe would do something other than just kind of adding points together?
Sure, and of course, the points right now these are just arbitrary for demonstration. I mean, this page that you're actually seeing here is pretty much going away. We're looking at kind of a game platform where you could select a little game to play. So we're trying to encourage a community. But the question I think that you initially asked was there sort of like a generic sensor that you could build for lots of different applications. And we may come out with something that has some more flexibility to it. But the disadvantage of doing that is largely in battery life because you've got to produce a lot of information for it to be general enough for it, so other people can interpret it. A lot of the IP that we built and filed all the patents and all that stuff on was the actual algorithms that look for a tip of the bottle or different types of these signatures that I talk about in emotion or behavior. Let me take a question from way in the back here.
So this first session is looking for a way to help, let's say, seniors remember to take their medicine.
Sure.
As they're progressing down the Alzheimer's disease. This sounds like it would work with that.
Yeah, the question was, about seniors and remembering to take medicine. And that's absolutely true. I mean, a little sticker on the side of a water bottle would work great for that. There's a lot of, we looked at this more for things that may not carry as, the heavy weight. If we're talking about cancer research drugs or something like that, this might not be best suited for that kind of application. Maybe it's more for vitamins or antibiotics or things that wouldn't be life-threatening, and maybe just, we can build a little bit more playfulness around them. Lots of questions, maybe in the middle.
Are the sensors linked to an individual base, or is it purely open at this point?
Right now, it's purely open, but we're looking at adding some layers of security there. We're also trying to keep it just so tiny. I mean, these messages, are like this. We want to keep a battery life for like 2 years.
So if you and your neighbor and their neighbor all have bases, then
right now, we even get like 2 messages coming in, and we just ignore one, throw it away. Maybe back in the front.
Are you able to track any of those stickers? Is there any way to track them?
Track them, and sort of like a GPS? So actually, that goes back to the previous question. So the question was, are we able to track them in terms of a location? Not right now. We don't have a GPS in them because it's just so power hungry. You'd have to recharge something or upload it with USB. Well, one of the ways we can actually get some location basis is by where the message gets uploaded from. This particular base station is associated with this home, which is located at X address, for instance.
Let's do one more.
Okay, maybe in the middle.
How do you separate users? So for my wife, my kids, and I all grew up here
That's a really good question. So that's something that we're working on right now, actually, and and that's part of it. So I'm going to leave that one as a surprise and come back again to talk about it. We do have some ideas going on there, though.
Great.
So,
Thank you, Brian.
thank you, everybody. This has become a talk.